With the Oscars on tap for Sunday night, the twists and turns in this game worthy of a best storyline nod. Blake Griffin, before the game, showing off just a little bit. First half, Griffin picked up 2 early fouls, still in the game, though. Griffin in the post misses. His brother Taylor puts it in, but why did we show you that play? One more look. Dexter Pittman rakes Griffin across the face. He would be bleeding from the nose. More on Griffin in a moment. Later in the first half, Griffin can't handle it. Dives, ball bank. The other way, Texas up 8. Later during a timeout, watch Griffin looking sick on the bench during the break. Griffin looking woozy at halftime. He would not return in the second half with a concussion. Second half, Oklahoma on a run. Willie Warren finds Juan Patillo for the dunk. Score tied at 41. Sooners had trailed by as many as 12. More Sooners. Tony Crocker inside. Oklahoma on a 14-2 run. Griffin on the bench wants to go back in. They say, no, you can't even look at this one. Later, Oklahoma up 2 in transition. Willie Warren, he had a huge game. Hits the 3. He would have a cramp and stay in the game. Texas down 3. Trying to make a comeback here. A.J. Abrams in the first half, ice cold. Second half on fire. Tied at 61. Texas down 1. Another quick release, you bet. Abrams scored 13 straight Texas points. Under 20 seconds to play. Texas up 1. Abrams, no. Dexter Pittman, strong rebound inside. They don't foul him. He lays it in. Oklahoma inbounds. They don't call a timeout. They miss on the 3, and Texas, a huge win, 73-68. A.J. Abrams after a must-win in Austin. The #1 seed in Joe Lunardi's latest bracket. Someone forgot to tell Gary Williams and the Terps. We're talking about a team that lost to Duke earlier this year by 41. First half, Tyler Hansbrough with a fast start, strong inside, but he would finish with only 11. Later in the half, Grievous Vasquez, red hot all day. He scored the first 16 Maryland points on the way to a very special night. Later in the half, watch Ty Lawson, so quick, but Dino Gregory from behind gets blocked. Terps trail by 5. Second half, Grievous Vasquez. So here's what Gary Williams had to say about his night.
I asked him why he only got the first 16, why he couldn't keep that going. But, what was amazing about that? He gets 16 and to come back and get 19 more. Usually you hit a wall in that situation when you start off like that, but he was able to maintain it.
Carolina would lead by as much as 16, but the Terps come back. Vasquez finds Cliff Tucker down low. Tucker finished with 22 on 8 of 12 shooting. Under 3.5 to go. Maryland down 7. Vasquez inside to Dave Neal. The easy lay-in. Maryland down 5. A little more than a minute to go. Eric Hayes. They continue to push, continue to hit. And now the Terps just down 2. Just seconds to go. Vasquez, that's the guy you want to have the ball. Down 2. Vasquez, the floater in the lane. We're tied at 76. So Carolina, one last chance. Ty Lawson gets it off. It's blocked by Vasquez, and we're going to overtime. Carolina had no answer for Vasquez on defense. From the corner, pure. But a back-and-forth game. Ty Lawson from the wing hits the 3. We're tied at 81. Lawson finished with 24. A minute 20 to go. Tied at 81. Vasquez again. How do you not guard the guy? He hits again. A triple-double, 35 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. Carolina with one chance to tie it. Lawson has the ball stolen. No foul is called, and the Terps storm the court. They pull off the upset, 88-85. Vasquez, the hero, the 3rd triple-double in school history. And after the game, he knew he was due for a very big day.
#1 Connecticut's a lock on a 1 seed. Hit a bump in the road with a loss to Pittsburgh earlier this week. A shame to beat the Huskies hosting what figured to be a bounce-back win over South Florida. But hold on, Thabeet rejected by Dominique Jones. Thabeet's been knocked around lately. Of course, they got flipped by DeJuan Blair on Monday. But here is the big Husky in a post. Now, this is collapsing on the low post. They got him surrounded, but somehow he manages to spin away. The Huskies have a 7-point lead. Next possession, once again, it's Hasheem Thabeet. The lost art of the mid-range jump shot. UConn had an 11-point lead at halftime. Second half, Thabeet keeps it going. Stanley Robinson will finish for the Huskies. But Thabeet was the story again. 21-9, also 6 blocks. UConn wins 64-50. Oh, those poor Bulls, they are 0-7 all time. against the Huskies, who are still fighting for a top seed. And right now, here is Pittsburgh coming off its impressive win at #1 UConn, back home to host a dreadful DePaul team that came in 0-13 in the Big East. Larry Fitzgerald showed up to watch. DeJuan Blair all over the offensive boards. He finished with 20 points and 18 rebounds. Here's Blair again. The rebound, the follow, and the foul. Larry, can you use him in Arizona?
I'm putting him at tight end. With those soft hands and that agile feet he has, you got to put him out there on offense.
Well, you know, NFL tight ends have played college basketball. You had, of course, Antonio Gates, played forward for Kent State. Then Tony Gonzalez, he was a Cal Golden Bear. Gonzalez, great athlete. Blair certainly fits the mold. In fact, of the three, he is the tallest. He's got the most, well, he's the heaviest. And he was the most prolific scorer, so maybe, you know, we get him to the combine by the end of the weekend, we can really do some things. The second half, though, he's just a pretty good basketball player. Now got 41 rebounds in his last 2 games. That's a new Panthers record. They win easily 80-61.
Of Stephen Curry, the big storyline in this one. Averaging 29 a game. That's Curry in practice on Friday with that big protective brace. Curry's dad, Dell, at the game. His mom, absent, watching his brother Seth play for Liberty. First half, Curry struggling. Misses the 3. Curry again misses another 3. Favoring that ankle most of the first half. Then going inside, Gordon Hayward, the great freshman for Butler, the other way, lays it in. Curry in the first half, 7 points, 2 for 12 from the field, 4 turnovers. Davidson trailed by 5 at the half. Second half now. Signs of life for Curry. Coming off the screen. Set, shoots, pure. It's the first made 3 for Curry in the game. He was 0 for 7 before that. Butler responds behind Hayward. He's 6'8", and he's strong. Too strong for Curry. Just pushes him down, then nails the 3. He had a career-high 27 later in the second half. Great Butler defense. Watch Curry trying to go backdoor. Everybody sinks on him. No passes made. Then later in the possession, Curry will drive and turns it over again. Had a lot of trouble with his ball handling in this one. Curry 6 for 23 from the field, 20 points. Butler goes on to win a big one, 75-63 on the road.
Conference 25-2 overall, and it was senior night for the St. Mary's Gale. Carlin Hughes beats the first half buzzer. Just in time, they're up by 9. Second half, Mickey McConnell. What a night. He had a career-high 22. Diamond Simpson here, 2 of his 18. St. Mary's wins it 75-64. The Gales 22-5. They are 12-1 at home. And now you've got to wonder, okay, well, what about Utah State? We said, hey, great.
First half, Siena up 10 already. Clarence Jackson coming the other way quickly, pulling for 3. Jackson, 12 first half points. Siena takes a commanding 17-4 lead. Then at halftime, watch this. Brendan Bratt from half court for $25,000. He hits it, chest bumping. He gets his check worth $25,000, and we continue play. Rodham Moore to Ryan Rossiter. Siena comfortably ahead, under a minute to go. Kenny Hasbrook. Coast to coast. Lays it in. Siena takes a 81-75 lead since 2006-2007. We pick it up under a minute left in the first half. Shot clock winding down. Booker Woodfox. The fadeaway. Woodfox 11 first half points. Second half, Woodfox again. Shot clock winding down again. The tough shot, this one from 3. A team high 22 for Woodfox. 5 of 6 from 3. 2 minutes to play. Woodfox transition to Allen Stinnett. 2-head throwdown. Great. Goes on to win 76-63.
15-point win. Jim Calhoun's UConn news conference Saturday grew a little testy. The post-game procedure taken off course by a political activist who managed to get in with a photographer's pass. He wanted to know not about basketball, rather why the coach of a public university is making $1.6 million in a state with a projected budget deficit of $944 million. It didn't go well.
Considering that you're the highest paid state employee and there's a $2 billion budget deficit,
yep.
Do you think that...
Not a dime back.
Not a dime back?
Not a dime back. I'd like to be retired someday.
So
I'm getting tired.
$1.6 million is enough?
I'm sorry?
1.5 million?
I make a lot more than that.
You do?
Yeah.
What's your...
What was the take tonight?
I don't know. What's the deal with Comcast for it?
You're not really that stupid, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
No, I really
My best advice to you,
Yeah.
shut up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It's very polite of you.
No, it wasn't playing. I like how you shut up. This is like, if you want to talk to me outside, I'm more than happy to talk to you. We're talking about
If these
basketball.
guys covered this stuff, I wouldn't have to do it.
Will you please? Quite frankly, we bring in $12 million to the university. Nothing to do with state funds. We make $12 million a year for this university. Get some facts and come back and see me. Get some facts and come back and see me. Don't throw out salaries or other things. Get some facts and come back and see me. We turn over $12 million to the University of Connecticut, which is state-run. Next question.
All right. Yay, journalism. Right behind Jim Calhoun's Huskies in the Big East. Marquette. Golden Eagles trying to stay in that three-way tie for second in the conference, playing at Georgetown. Oh, that Hoya defense. Greg Monroe, 2 of his 13. They're down 2. They're jumping up and down, going nuts, the whole thing. Dominic James. Now let's look at Jason Clark, who hustles down court, comes up with a huge block. One more look. Now you see him, now you don't. There he is, out of nowhere. Look at the reaction. I can't believe you painted your face either. Clark finds DeJuan Summers. Hoya's 7 of 11 from 3 in the first half, but they hit only 1 3 in the second half. That would come back to haunt him. James doubled, finds Lazar Hayward to beat the buzzer. Hayward 17 and 11, tied at 44 at halftime. Second half, Jarrell McNeil, Wesley Matthews. Matthews hit a career-high 5 threes at 23. Marquette's now up 2. Under 4 minutes to go. This is what happens when you're on the road and you're patient, you're focused. McNeil, you play your game. He had 22. They're up 6. Final minute. McNeil gets everybody's attention. That leaves Jimmy Butler open. Yep, they're all locked on. Somebody's open. 78-72. Marquette gets to 23 and 4. But they finish with UConn, Louisville, Pitt, and Syracuse. Ouch, baby.
To the Pac-10, UCLA Bruins entertaining Washington State. Washington State's only won 1 time in their last 52 trips.
Don't remind me.
Second half, Malcolm Lee the steal, Josh Shipp the finish. Or he did not finish. Going the other way, Klay Thompson finds Rochester the 3. Rochester finished with 33, a career high. Bruins down 4 now. Nikolai Dragovic.
That's his brother wearing his old high school jersey. It's good luck. It worked again.
Well, Dragovic led the way for the Bruins with 23. Off the missed free throw, though, down 3. Josh Shipp, he misses a 3. Washington State wins by 1.
The Flames with a 4-game winning streak as they played at Old Dominion, and Mom Sonia is in attendance watching. Here's Curry. Keeping it all in the family. Knocks down a 3, top of the key here, then spins and scores in the paint. He had 17 in the first half. Looks a lot like Big Bro. Second half, Curry again. He would finish with 24 in the game. But Old Dominion, they're a little better. They win here 80-56. Gerald Lee, 26 points, 13 of 16 shooting, plus he went over the 1,000.
Notre Dame still trying to fix the damage done by that 7-game losing streak a while ago. At Providence, they've got some shooters. First half, Ryan Ayers. Corner, when he's on, he's on. He had 28. Ayers again, bang, Notre Dame up 9 after that one. Kyle McElharney, he's dead-eye from even farther out. Take one more look. McElharney, probably 24, 25 feet. He had 25 to the second half now. After being held to just 1 point in the first half, Luke Herringgoat, 17 in the second half. Notre Dame playing very well now, 103-84 winners on the road. All right, number 6, Memphis and UTEP. The Tigers riding the nation's longest winning streak. 17 games entering Saturday. Would not be easy. First quarter, Stephen Jackson, the 3 over Tyreek Evans. 12 first half points, 24 in the game. Later, UTEP in the lean. Randy Culpepper, UTEP up 3 at the half. Second half, though, Evans, a stud. Top of the key, you bet. Then later, Memphis up 5. Evans hits the J. And then next Memphis possession, Evans again. He finished with a game-high 25. Memphis, their 53rd straight Conference USA win.
Washington taking on USC. Pick this thing up in the second half. Washington by 5. In transition, Isaiah Thomas, who makes this team a different team.
Yeah, he gets to the basket so well, Jay.
He runs and guns, and the fact that also Brockman only has 6 points, but 14 rebounds, they dominated in the paint.
You know, USC runs all these triangle and twos. They didn't guard Quincy Pondexter, and Pondexter made him pay. He had 22, the only Husky in double figures, and Quincy Pondexter has long been an enigma from this team, but he played tremendous basketball tonight.
Brockman, the hustle play, saves it. Washington wins 60-51. Brockman only 6 points, but he makes the special. Cincinnati, very interesting game for a lot of reasons, including Cincinnati coming into today was on Joe Lunardi's first 4 outs. A chance for a huge win on their home court. Deontay Vaughn, the alley-oop to Deion Dixon. We're tied at 22, under 5 to go. Cincy down 4. Larry Davis hits the 3. Bearcats trailed by 3 at the half, but in the second half, Louisville just looks like they're more talented than everyone else.
Well, this game got close, and several times it became the Terrence Williams show. Off the pick and roll, finds Samardo Samuel, and then game gets to be a 6-point game. Again, T. Will.
Who stars in that show?
Terrence Williams stars in the show. Is that what you're saying? Terrence Williams, dime. By the way, Cincy, how you wearing red at home? It's just so confusing. I can't even do the highlighting. We're done with you.
Louisville wins at 72-6.